Welcome to In Crisis, Travel Retail Voices, podcast series in which we talk to senior members of the travel retail industry all around the globe to hear how the COVID-19 crisis is affecting them, their families, and their businesses. And I'm delighted to talk to a renowned figure in the travel retail sector, particularly in flight, the father of in-flight retail, and that's Rakhita Jayawardena, who's the president of King Power Traveller. I'm talking to Rakhita in Colombo, in his native Sri Lanka. Rakhi, nice to speak to you. Tell us how you are and how your family are, and I think they're cast wide and near around the world.
Yes. Hello, Martin. Lovely to speak with you, and thank you for making this call. And yes, I'm keeping well in Sri Lanka. Of course, we have been under curfew in Sri Lanka for the last few days. And of course, my family is spread out in two parts of the world. My wife is at the moment in New York with my younger daughter. And my eldest daughter lives in Oxford, as you know, in the UK. So she's there. And I'm here. So strange world that we are in three parts of the world and we can't move either, even if you want to.
Rakhi, tell us about the situation in Sri Lanka. Just looking at the latest statistics from Johns Hopkins University, you were up to around 97 confirmed cases this morning. It may well have climbed since then. Update us not only on the numbers, but on the feeling on the street and society about this disease and how to cope with it.
Okay. Our first exposure, Martin, was on the 27th of January when we had the first confirmed case, which was a 44-year-old Chinese woman from the Hubei province. She was holidaying in Sri Lanka when she was detected. Then the next case, there was so much of time lag and only came as far back as 10th March. Right. So there was a gap between the 27th of January and the 10th of March. Sri Lankan has been taking a precaution of passengers coming from Italy, Iran and South Korea. And we put in a regulation, the government put in regulation for 2 weeks quarantine, right, for these people coming in from these countries. The first Sri Lankan person to be positively tested was on the 10th of March, who was a 52-year-old tour guide who worked with an Italian group. I'm proud to say that today he has been cured and he's back again at his home, a completely recovered patient. That's our first Sri Lankan, Martin. So from the 10th of March onwards, we had an escalation of the cases, and presently we are averaging a little over 100. Now, what we have is, I think our government has responded and reacted very well because the National Operations Center for this COVID-19 is headed by Lieutenant General Shivendra De Silva, right? And he's ably assisted by a lot of medical professionals. And what we have done is we have created over 45 quarantine centers, Martin, in the country. And today at the moment, we have about 3,500 people in quarantine. The government and the army together has created these quarantine facilities around the country, which I think is absolutely marvelous. And they are quarantining them. And in fact, recently they had a large group of Sri Lankans who came from Italy. They were quarantined. They were found they didn't have the disease and they were released. So we have moved up very quickly to have the centers ready, which I think is critical. Last week, the government requested home working. If you work from home, it was not compulsory. The week before, but please try and work from home and avoid social contact. And I think the private sector and the government service, except for the essential services, all responded positively. I believe it has gone one step further. The government is trying to get it more tightly controlled. We have curfew declared at the moment, where I am living in the city, right? It's three of the main districts of Colombo, Kaluthara and Gampa, which has a very large population. There's curfew declared from last week. And we just had 6 hours open this morning for people to go and facilitate to buy some food and other things, essential requirements. And the curfew has been put again, I believe, till Friday, or it may be extended further. Generally, Martin, we are in a lockdown situation in virtually totality.
Okay, Rakhita, and tell us, if you will, briefly about the situation with your business, my business, our business, the aviation and travel business.
The 18th March really was a ban of all incoming passengers, Martin. Still, you found we had Qatar Airways, and we had Cathay, we had Oman, we had Etihad, and we had Emirates. Emirates' last flight is today. These people, they came in, but they came in empty, Martin. So it was a ferry flight, and they were taking back passengers.
Okay.
There was a large number of tourists who were stranded here. So what Emirates and Etihad and Oman, including Sri Lankan Airlines, we still have the flights going to Melbourne, and we have the daily flight to London, and we do have 4 times a week into Japan. We are taking still the backlog of the tourists who are here. So if you're in Europe, if you can go to London, then you can find your way home from there. From Narita, you can perhaps find your way across. And also, we got Australia. So nobody's coming in is banned, but of the 4 airlines that were coming in, only taking passengers out, but they are also stopping. Right from tomorrow, there will be only, I believe, 2 people. Cathay is stopping on the 29th, and only Oman will continue, right, to take passengers out. Oman is quite well connected from their hub. As we all know, that the biggest hit is on the hospitality and the tourism industry and the aviation industry. I believe the tourism authority here has said they have never seen a crisis like this before. I think this is the worst, right? And the mood is, in Sri Lanka, over the years, we have been subjected to a lot of challenges, if I may say. But however, the Sri Lankans, we have been used to sometimes disruption in our daily economy and our daily lives. But then we recover our attitude, and our resilience is very, very strong. And even after the April, we were devastated at first, and the industry was devastated, the hospitality and the airline. But the recovery was quite quick. It started turning around in 6 months. And I think had it not been for this, we would have been well on our way to the place where we left before the April crisis. I believe that the steps that are being taken now by Excellency Gotabaya Rajapaksa and the Lieutenant General Shivendra De Silva, who is the Army Commander, who's heading the National Operations Center, I believe will get this under control in the very short term. I would not like to put dates on it, right? But I believe that the way they are progressing is very, very focused. And I think when I look at some places across the world and what I have heard, I don't think there has been such a focused effort as what we have done in this little island. And I think that's going to pay dividends. We'll control the growth, and we will perhaps have it under control sooner than most others, I believe.
Well, may that turn out to be the case, Rakhita. It's very nice to hear your voice. I've known you for many years. I know you've seen many a crisis come and go, but this one's a challenge for all of us, for you, your people, and the whole industry.
Okay, Martin, thank you very much. And you safe. Please keep safe, because I hope you cut down a little bit of your travel, and stay safe. And delighted to speak to you. Hopefully we'll be in touch soon. I am hoping that this will all be over and done with it in the next 30 to 45 days.
I hope you're right, Rakhita. You take good care of yourself. Good talking, my friend.
Thank you, Martin.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
I'm Martin Moody for In Crisis, Travel Retail Voices.